everybody. Welcome to Vaesen. We're totally not having discussion on Pokemon before stream. Welcome to Vaesen. I'm Mary. My pronouns are she, her. Today we are playing the Morrigan Society, episode 8, interview with the Abhartach. Before we get into things as well as our content warnings, let's first do some quick introductions. We are going to start with our lovely guest, Austin. If you want to give us the little bit about your character name, archetype, and then we save the plugs for the end.
Yeah. Hi, everybody. My name's Austin, pronouns he, they, and I am playing Finn Whitty, heavily traumatized travel writer with a cat named Montgomery. And my favorite Pokemon is Sableye. I am going to popcorn it over to Steve.
Hi, I'm Steve. Uh, sorry, it's been a long day. Hi, I'm Steve. I play Mr. Williams. A very proper butler who has just dropped the tea upon the floor. She'll pass it over to Crimson.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Mary. Thank you, Nerds with Dice. Glad to be here. Danny Mendoza, he, him. Danny or Mendoza all over the internet. Blue Sky's cool. And I'm playing Father Varela Segundo, he, they, who is just also happy to be here. Not really stressed about much, right? Like, it's not like there's an incredibly powerful Vaesen who's upset with him right now, or like he was blamed for everything that we've been doing singularly as though he's the only one who's done anything wrong and should therefore be excised and punished accordingly. Right?
It's fine. You're fine. Everything's fine.
That Rand, did you go already? Or am I kicking it to you?
No.
Cool. Rand.
Hi, I'm Hi, I'm Ren. I use she, her pronouns. I will be playing Celadonna Witch, who has inherited a lot of generational and self-assigned guilt and is freaking out a little bit internally and imploding because of what she has learned. Back to you, Mary.
All right. Well, before we dive into the story, quick word about content warnings. Vaesen is a gothic horror game set in a historical period. As such, we do have content warnings for this stream. Keep in mind, we have plenty of VODs on our YouTube channel if you want to watch something else done by Nerds with Dice, but please protect your mental health as we get into difficult topics. Content warnings for tonight are gaslighting, occultism, real world religion, the paranormal, uh, undead, dark magic, body horror, psychological horror, and harm to animalistic creatures that can protect themselves. If anything involved from what we have listed makes you uncomfortable, please protect your mental health. We have plenty of wonderful shows going on in the month of May for Nerds with Dice. And with that, let's dive back into the world of the Morrigan Society. Last week, you all were in a bit of a pickle because some of you had escaped with the group known as the Fianna that were stealing the items set for auction at the Grand Auction, event where multiple different secret societies gather, mostly to build new alliances, get dirt on each other, and share around the items that have been not necessarily theirs in the first place, but are used by them wrongly. The Fianna, a group of wild warriors that have bound themselves to animal spirits, were a group working with other secret societies to steal back the items. Both the wonderful Violet and Celadonna were able to meet up with them. Unfortunately for Mr. Williams and Father Segundo, they were imprisoned by Hawkins in the process of investigating what the heck happened at the auction. Our new guest, Finn Whitty, had once worked with Father Segundo and Celadonna, and thus was the perfect candidate to try and get info out. At least that's what Hawkins thought. Finn was invited to Hawthorne House, met up with Father Segundo, at which time Violet enacted her plan. You see, Violet is a little bit less, or not completely ordinary, more extraordinary. Violet has a wonderful Irish setter that turned out to be a Coosie. Coosie, the death dogs of the Irish folklore, can bark 3 times, and on the third bark, the person dies from a fear-related death. We are on bark number 2 as the crew has settled into an interview room. The wards causing the eye in the sky of the Council of Elders have been turned off. Mr. Williams has broken a teapot, which sounds mundane, but for Mr. Williams, this is very, very big. And you all are sitting in the room with Hawkins to try and figure out what's going on. The floor is yours. Hawkins just kind of looks at the broken teapot and just says, "Was that completely necessary?"
Was trespassing in my head completely necessary, sir?
He picks up a cup and takes a flask out, opens it. You see a dark red liquid kind of spill out of the flask, and he takes a sip. Touche. I'm afraid that wasn't exactly my choice in the matter. I simply have to do what I'm told.
And what are you told?
Oh, that is a fine detail. I have been instructed by the Council of Elders to do whatever it takes to protect the Apollonian Society, even when it breaks my personal moral code. Unfortunately, I don't really have a sway there.
So, okay.
He'll continue. Most people I see through their eyes, I try and make sure that they are understanding of what it pertains. You, however, were other options I was not willing to do fully. Hence why no tattoo. You're welcome.
I think Mr. Williams is holding his tongue for the moment. He no longer is holding a teapot to smash over Hawkins's head. So well, he is not on board with the idea that butlers across the entire society are all okay with spying on their friends, and their friends are all okay with being spied on. But
Okay. So let's just say that we believe this and we're all just a bunch of people doing business as usual, no harm intended, nothing personal. What was the deal with the auction?
I have no idea. I'm going to be absolutely honest. Far outside of my pay grade. This is what happens every year. It goes off without a hitch. I don't know why it was invaded. However, the organization is rather upset with the political upheaval.
Well, is there anything we can do to assuage them, or
nothing that I think you would all consent to, as he takes another sip from the teacup. They want everything back. Quite frankly, I know you all know where it probably is. Don't tell me I can't report on it if I don't know.
Do you want it back?
I don't care. Have it, don't have it. Keep it out of the Apollonian Society's hands. It does nothing to me.
Can I magically insight check them? This is too much of what I want to hear right now for my taste. It's like, oh, you're suddenly all stars, huh? Ooh, injured bird on our side. I would love to see how real I think this is.
Go
And
ahead and give me empathy observation.
Can I
Cool
also join in on
beans.
that?
100%. Anyone
Alright.
that wants to can give it.
yes.
Does anybody want to give me the help action? Perhaps is there a help action here? All right, A D 6. Let's see what's up. I didn't need it because I rolled 3 6s.
Okay.
Yeah.
I need
And
to
two
roll
over
Oh,
here.
I'm so excited.
Um, guess what?
What?
Also 3 6s.
Yes.
The dice are on
This
your
is my
side.
favorite
You got
day.
one,
Yeah.
I got one.
I got 2.
Beautiful.
two,
Two.
two. Okay. Finn is
That's
the only
11
one.
sixes between us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Finn got meat to beat on Hawkins. Hawkins was defending. He only got one success. So Finn, you're going to get this more wishy-washy. For everyone else, it will be a lot clearer. For Finn, there feels like there is a sincerity there. The percentage is where you're wavering. Like you feel like he honestly does not give a crap about the magic objects, specifically going back to the society. No cares whatsoever. For everyone else, as far as like the sincerity of what he's saying, like is he just telling you what you want to hear? It is a mixed bag. Just like how I told Finn, doesn't care about the objects going to the society, but when he talks about the objects, you can tell that there is a type of jealousy of the Apollonian Society holding all those artifacts, in that he wants those artifacts. Uh, the other thing, as far as like where is he standing on this? This is weird. He's being too nice. What you can pick up from like inciting, and it's a lot clearer. It's more. I can basically for those that got 3 successes, I'll say you can ask one question free of charge, to as far as his intentions. So that would be for Segundo and Celadonna, and what you all understand at least, Hawkins is very Machiavellian. He has his own beef with the Apollonian Society. He's very intelligent and can see that you are the perfect thorn in their side. Why not work with you? Enemy of my enemy is my friend.
Do you want to ask first?
No, I'm still thinking.
Kind of am too.
I have a
I
question
can
I'd like
go.
to ask out loud if you guys would like more time.
Sure, please. Thank you.
Finn is there, petting a very grubby little Montgomery with beeswax in his ears. And I just ask very simply, but did they get everything? Is there anything else that they'd want that they're currently missing?
He kind of like taps, like you see him like scoop a little bit of sugar into the teacup and like and swirl the viscous liquid, and he just says, "There's always things the Apollonian Society has that other people want. They've been around for how many hundreds of years? They have been a part of what colonial institution? It is safe to say they have things that other people would want."
I'm saying we could use one of the things that they don't have yet and use it to draw them out, bait them.
That's one option. I'm actually quite surprised at that question. I thought you would be more, not helpful with that. It's a shame.
Oh, just above table, I am actively trying to get them as much cool stuff as they possibly can.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
Wait.
Oh, I
Yes,
was just
I'll
gonna,
ask.
real quick, from your just passive, because like successes equal out time. This is like your main check that will return to you. You can tell that he's almost saying that as a power play of like trying to get more information out of you, Finn.
Mm.
Um,
Huh.
Mm.
but what were Violet said something first, and then it was Celadonna.
I was gonna say, well, I mean, at the very least, for the moment, you have that one book.
Yes, a particularly good find. They will be quite pleased with getting this back and having it done secretly without the other organizations knowing it. That will offer you some help.
And you can say what you want to at this moment, Sildana.
Um, she just says, "Well, if you do not care whether or not any of the things that go back to the Apollonia Society, what are we doing here? Can I go? Can any of us go?"
Yes. You see that he kind of smiles at that uh, and says, "Well, the doors are open. The I can have the security members. They all work for me. I can have them just look the other way, but I need something in return. I hope that is understandable. What I'm
Like
doing
what?
could risk my very being."
So we're not free.
Well, you're free after this conversation. I mean, you're always free to make choices.
I mean, we're technically free. You know what? No, I'll hold on to that. I imagine it would be at least harder to detain all of us without a security force, but we'll see how that goes. Please. What
I
is this
don't
favor you'd like
believe
for us
that
to do?
Father Verla or myself felt particularly free upstairs a few minutes ago.
Yes, that was all for show, darling. I have to make sure that they believe I'm on their side.
You should worry about making us believe that you're on our side.
And what is it you would like to know?
Why can't you leave here? Don't talk around it.
Why can any of it? Any of the people here?
They heard a bark of Akusi twice and everyone's still working.
Yes, it is part of the council's magic, part of my magic that they have siphoned out of me. Uh, the people here are thralls, or spawn, as you would call them.
Okay. They're thralls of yours. I'm following. But you haven't answered why you can't leave.
I can't leave because I'm not actually here.
There's
Where are you?
At an undesignated location in Ireland, under a cairn and a hawthorn tree.
is that
That's all you know?
is that what was in your office?
That was the link of why I can walk around here. The branch of the hawthorn tree that they planted over top. They did a ritual that would make it so I am only corporeal should I stay here. The moment I step foot out of this house, well, I am back in the ground, upside down, with a stake in my heart. I rather not be in that particular hell.
So
What
So
would you
you're
what
do
if we
if
can
you?
find you? I think we're all on the same page.
Yeah.
That would be a delightful option. Yes, I would be agreeable to that. I think that, from what I understand, it's been a very long time since I've been near my old stomping grounds. I don't remember much from the last burial, but and you see him try and think and think. All I can see is the hawthorn roots and the dirt.
Hey, Mary, can I do some weird shit?
Of course you can do weird shit.
Okay,
100%.
okay. As we've already established, I'm a travel writer. That's like my whole day job for when I'm not doing this, and it is fully in connection to this. I think I know where most, if not all, the cairns of Ireland are.
100%.
And using the information that I have, I want to use automatic writing.
100%. Explain to us how this works. How does this work for Finn?
I think I I have a rather thick notebook that I have um basically like one page is just all traditional travel information that you would have in some sort of like atlas or almanac or something, and the other half is like red string and Pepe Sylvia conspiracy theory nonsense related to magic in the Fae and in the Vaesen and everything in between. Um, and I think in like the center of the book, there's like just one of those like it's like taped in like a fold out map of everything.
Mhm.
And I think I'm gonna like just basically start taking notes of uh all the information that I have of like hawthorn trees, he's upside down. He has a stake through his heart. It's almost like Lucas type of Vaesen. And suddenly it just sort of like takes over, and the pages start moving by themselves until eventually like there are lines forming, like with my hand moving on its own onto the map itself until finally I have sort of like circled with one of the O's in the word lost, and that ends up actually being the location of the cairn. Okay.
As you kind of, yes,
I think I have to roll for, oh, I do have to roll for automatic writing.
I believe so. I'm
Okay.
trying to look up what the specific one is.
Violet has never seen this before.
Inspiration.
What are you doing?
Oh, okay.
It is inspiration now.
Yeah, so go ahead and make an empathy inspiration roll. Violet, you see all of these different objects come out, the books, the red string, and Finn going into this trance. Similar feels to Celadonna, and what everyone sees after we'll see how the automatic writing roll goes. And
That is 4 successes.
Let's
okay.
go.
Okay. That's the highest thing I could possibly roll is empathy inspiration.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
So as you are like into the writing, you see this ghostly figure hover around Finn, and referencing the map and the different notes, you see the ghost will point to something, and then Finn will go to that point, and then the ghost will point to something else, and then Finn goes to that point, and it's constantly like crossing out all of these different marks until you find the spot. You find the exact location,
Hmm.
uh, which is in Northern Ireland, uh, specifically. Uh, it is known as the Giant's Grave. It is a local uh, site, as it were. Uh, it is in the townland of Sladaverty. It is north of County Londonderry, Northern Ireland. But you know of, at least like looking at your notes, of the different legends that surround the place about the legendary figure known as the Abhartach, a vampiric-like creature that, with an incredibly powerful magical ritual, made it so he cannot die. Doesn't matter if you chop him into little bits. It doesn't matter if you cut off his head, put a stake in his heart. He will not die. The way he gains power is through blood. And you remember like the legends. People are rather superstitious about this area, particularly the dolmen that it's located in. There's like this very large hawthorn tree, and you are not allowed to move the stones. Like that is like the number one rule of the area. Don't move the stones.
Okay.
I were to, oh, sorry, you had something you want to do?
I did enough. So, you can do whatever you'd like, Violet.
Uh, I would just say, like, as I see you like writing that like map, and we've kind of just been discussing like theoretically, well, what if we let you go? It's very like, hold on a second. If we let you go, what are you gonna do?
Well, I'd go home.
Where's home?
He gets up and like with like a clawed finger, just points at the exact spot that you had figured out.
Seems like we know where you are. I do like to meet in person.
I would absolutely love that. Uh, my consciousness is here. Now, you could put a wrinkle in things for the Apollonian Society. I did not tell you this. You simply tortured it out of me. And you see him kind of like with a claw just like slice across his arms.
I just
Uh,
flick him.
you see him like jerk back of like surprised. Did you nerve?
Better than what Montgomery did. Look at your shoulder.
Yes.
Just hold out the little kitten paw. The claw.
But he just says, yes, the Hawthorn branch is what links me here. You will need to eventually get that back. It is what ties the ritual together.
So that to clarify, that's one of the things that's stolen, taken away.
Yes.
If we are to
Oh,
look
I mean
upstairs,
above table.
Oh,
It's
above table. The Hawthorn branch, there's nothing special to it other than it's the branch that is covering his grave.
yeah, but it was stolen, and he wants to get that back.
He wants you to take that so he can be free.
Oh, right, okay. Um, so either way, I think Celadonna, for the first time ever, maybe feels empathy, like actual full empathy towards him, because she carries her rowan tree branch all over the place, and she is not tied to a place, but she is tied to her ancestry in a emotionally draining way more often than not. So I think she will look at him and say, believe it or not, I know how you feel. I don't know what the rest of you think, but I would offer to create a way for you to get out of here, even if it's just because I think it's not right that you're stuck here against your will. Beyond that, well,
It is quite a problem. I do wish that I could be free because I don't like working for them. And they have just as much power over me as I have power over others.
can we sidebar just real quick?
Of course. I can only hold off the eyes for about a half hour in total.
Uh,
This has taken about 20 minutes, so I'd say we have about 10 left.
all right, we just give us 5. The last 5 will be all we need to get the finer details. We may even be done earlier. We'll see. Group. Like pull all of you into a quick little huddle. So just to be clear, we are talking about freeing up until now, our understanding, a fully malevolent vampire, because he happens to hate the same people we don't like.
No. From my perspective, I can only speak for myself. I would like to free a trapped Vaesen that we have understood to be malevolent because they're in the thrall themselves of a malevolent force, and by that, to be clear, I mean the Apollonian Society. Against their will, under duress, under threat of eternal death and damnation, which is no small thing. This is a being of sapience, of sentience, trapped, forced into servitude against their will, and I would like to meet the real one. If we get them out of this predicament, the practical answer is they would, I believe, by rights, owe us in a fashion that would be beneficial to us and likely provide us with at least some modicum of protection for some amount of time from them if we do it properly. The less practical and far more important answer to me is I think it is a good unto itself to free someone bound into servitude. So I want to let them out because they should not be trapped. Everything past that is past that.
You will only be right. For me, well, if you would like it that he owes you a favor, so be it, but he wouldn't owe me anything. From one Vaesen to another, no one deserves that. And if afterwards, if he comes out and he's malevolent, then we deal with it.
Everything that
Question above table, because I'm not sure if I'm remembering something wrong. So all the different organizations came to the auction. They all brought stuff to sell at the auction. Yes?
Yep.
I understand your perspective, Father Varela, but I would ask you to consider, as far as whether this is a being who is malevolent or forced to be malevolent or controlled with others peering through their eyes, which somehow is only a problem to him when it happens to him. I would ask you to consider that in the last 20 minutes, with the wards turned off, with the spying abilities turned off, he has been trying to encourage us to steal either for him or for the Apollonian Society everything from the auction, which is not theirs. He is, in his moment of freedom, choosing to make us a pariah in front of every single other organization in that place.
Oh, I don't trust him, to be clear. I think you're right. And there is a chance, Violet, a very good one, most likely, that once Hawkins is freed, if Hawkins is his actual name, I doubt that also, that we will have to deal more in your way than mine with him. But I would like to be proven wrong, and both my practical mind and, again, more importantly to me, my ethical one, agree that this is the most viable path we have. If Hawkins is the threat we think Hawkins is, do we want that weapon in the hands of the Apollonian Society, utilized to the self-same purposes, Mr. Williams, that you just described, now and for time immemorial, possibly long after we are all dead and gone, except for maybe you, Celadonna? Or Instead, do we want to do what our consciences say is right and at least take a weapon out of the hands of the imperialists? Putting that weapon in its own hands could be dangerous in another way. I do not believe it would be more dangerous than what we already face. And I'm sorry, Celadonna, because this is a person, not a weapon. And I do want to remind us all of that as well.
I don't really care about the long term eventuality of what it all means. We know there is a great wrong done to him. Whether or not he is good or bad, no matter what he's going to do after he's freed, we know there is a great wrong being done to him. So it is our responsibility to undo it.
You all are far more trusting than I am, but I guess that just means that when the time comes to it, if it comes to it, we'll have to deal with it.
I'd like to lean in for a quick aside. Not that necessarily the rest of the group wouldn't hear, but I do want to give you at least give Violet the opportunity for privacy a little bit.
And real quick, Austin, you had wanted to say something from Finn about this situation.
What we're doing is righting a wrong, bringing kindness to those that might deserve it, might not. But if you need a reason to do something kind, you're kind of doing kindness wrong. And even if you're not looking at it in an earnest way, having the person who's in charge of all of these items suddenly disappear the moment that they disappear, doesn't matter whether or not we are on the Apollonian Society's side or anyone else's. The issue suddenly becomes that the society is looking for a smuggler of all of these items away from everything that was in cahoots with everyone else. It no longer pushes the onus of everything onto us. Your imprisonment, Mr. Williams and Father, both of those things just end up being a clerical error. It's the best way that we can be free and clear of everything. And at the same time, we're still doing something right.
I think that's right. Mr. Williams?
I will do my best to live up to the oath I have sworn to. Well, half of you. Rest assured, Miss Violet, you are not the only one with more than a little skepticism.
I'm just here thinking about how to kill someone who is specifically unkillable. But you were going to say something to Violet, Danny?
Yeah. Father Segundo's gonna give Violet a look that I would hope she would recognize as, do you want to step aside for this? And I'm going to leave it to you to tell me if she does.
Sure, she'll step aside.
Violet, you don't always have to be the one to kill everyone.
If I don't, who does?
I know. And I don't have a good answer because I can't be the one to do it, but it is not your sacrifice to make every time. I see that it takes something from you. I say that with no judgment. I will never judge you for what you do for us, for what you do in general. I'm grateful for you, and I trust you, and this is why I'm telling you, You don't have to carry it every time. Do with that what you will. I just had to say it.
And she just kind of walks back over to the group. And it's just like, all right, so I guess we're freeing him. I'm assuming you heard all that, but appreciate you for giving us the space to at least talk about it.
You see him pouring a little bit, like finishing the little teacup he had, pouring more of that red viscous liquid in and adding a little sugar and cream, stirring it. Says, "Whatever made you feel better."
All right, so, and because Violet has never met you before, Finn, this is like, Finn,
Hi.
was it? Hi. So, you have a location?
I do. I take the map that's in my journal and I rip it out and I fold it up. And I give it to Mr. Williams.
He gives you a nod. Do we still have any of our half hour left?
Yeah, you've got about 5 minutes at this point.
Yay.
I assume that if they watch you through magical means, I assume they listen.
Yes. Everything.
Everything. So they have heard, 2 barks of our friend outside.
Correct. Which is why I'm trying to figure out a solution before they just take out the entire block.
I would never tell Miss Violet what to do, but seems to me there is an option. He's going to leave it right there.
At this point, I don't see a reason to make Ian bark a third time. We can't, if we did, and every thrall in here died, they just make another group of thralls. It wouldn't even be setting them back. It would just be a minuscule inconvenience for you. Because they can't leave.
But they are not the only ones who would hear it. And as I understand it, that is all that is required. If we are saying that that whoever is on the other end of that that line is worse than anything we've encountered so far,
but they can leave. There's no telling that the same one who heard the first bark heard the second one, or that the one who heard the first and the second one will hear the third one. I'll kill to achieve my goals, but I don't see a reason in murdering everyone here just for the sake of it.
Having been on the receiving end of what this gentleman can do for a day, imagining what it must be like day after day after day after day, I am not sure that leaving them all alive and well is not worse than putting an end to it. But
I'll ask one of them, and I turn and I say, Hawkins, when I talk to them, will they tell me the truth, or are they charmed to say something in particular?
What, the gods?
Yes.
They have a mind of their own. I'm not in it.
All right.
Life is precious. Well, life is precious, and beyond that, we are not. It's not our right to decide who dies and who lives. Who are we to even entertain this kind of conversation
I'm asking
just
them
because we can.
I'm asking them directly. If I walk outside and they say, no, this isn't the life I want to live,
Do you understand whether or not there are other options? Do we understand whether or not there are other options?
we have a very brief amount of time for us. So I turn back to Hawkins and I say, is there any way that they could become unenthralled?
Maybe. I don't know how, but I never wrote the spell to have it out. I'm sure you all could come up with something.
I'm not going to bother to ask. I feel as if any percentage that they could make it out of this alive is enough for everyone else to consider this not a viable solution. So I feel like we're back to our regular solution of
Besides, every civilian on the block that heard the bark.
are the civilians also your thralls?
No, but they don't know any different.
Well, yeah. They might be evil people, but are we looking at murdering everyone in earshot for potential to kill them? Does that really make us better in that sense? Again, I'll kill to achieve a goal, but wanton killing. I was going to kill to get all of you out of here. So find a tree, save a vampire, hope he doesn't decide to kill us, possibly do a lot of stabbing along the way. Sounds like we have an idea.
I will happily help with whatever you need.
And with that, Violet is going to give one of those two-finger whistles inside your mouth, like a really loud one. And there might have been an oppressive air of a Kusi on guard around the area that just kind of lightens up a little bit as Ian is no longer looking for her signal. So if she were to try to cast fear now, it would just be her own and not Ian's.
100%. Hawkins says he stands up, wipes his mouth with a white handkerchief, leaving behind some red residue, and says, "Well, if there is not anything else you need," he opens the door.
All right. Well, I've been running all night. I don't want to run anymore. You have a carriage that we can take, right?
Yes, of course. Oh no, you stole a carriage. What will you do?
Cool. Violet is just absolutely just exhaustedly walking over to the nearest carriage to drop her rucksack off into and to lay over, and someone get us home.
I will ask here, just from a mechanical perspective. We had talked before about your boy here having a hookup for carriages in town. Technically, if we're in my carriage, all of you can clear a condition. So can I, while we ride. So if we're cool with that being the carriage.
100%.
What were you
Yeah.
gonna say?
You have your carriage there, so we can do that for sure.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
I'm guessing, given what we know of this building, there is probably a fairly decent library here.
Oh yeah. 100% there is.
I will follow the decision of the group, but so far the idea that we have is not ours. Perhaps we could do a little bit of reading and see if we can find an idea of our own.
What do you mean?
We know nothing except what he has told us about what he is, how it works, what will happen if we do as he wishes.
I fear that certain things are not anything we can find in a book, but it doesn't hurt to search. In the meantime, I'll do some reading of my own, perhaps. And by reading, she means communing with the spirits.
Is there anything else you would like to do while at Rose House? You're in a finite level of time before reinforcements will get here.
Let me ask a question. Celadonna, the kind of reading that you're trying to do.
Yeah.
Is there any way that Father Segundo could try to help you? Or would it be better to give you space? Because if not, I'll go to the library and help look there. But I think Father Segundo would probably want to help with your version of the reading a little bit more in this moment.
Yeah, sure. And she was actually gonna like find a chance, find an opportunity when you're nearby. Would just turn to you and say, I've been thinking, for all of my life, I've been so afraid that it is in my blood to kill. My mother has killed, and she doesn't have a lot of guilt about it. And so I carry the guilt for both of us, hers and mine. And I've been careful not to give in to the temptation of it. Sometimes, when does it ever feel right to kill?
I'll try to answer as best I can, given that I don't think it's ever right to kill. But I don't say that with judgment to you or even your mother, and thinking of our friends here, anyone else. It's a bit of a privilege that I get to say that it is never right to kill. Not because it's not true, I do believe it's true, but because other people killing, in part, make it possible for me to not kill. People like you, people like Violet. Mr. Williams come to it. I don't know if Finn has ever had to, but
Oh, I have never
pretty much everyone
killed
but me.
anyone.
You carry that guilt and you've never done it yourself. Why?
It feels like I'm a part of my mother, even though I'm my own person. And for all of the blood she has shed, it feels like that blood grows in my vein. And perhaps that's why I avoid it. Sometimes when I hear Violet speak of as a responsibility, and I thought the same thing that you were speaking of. It is a privilege to have the moral high ground. When you have a responsibility to right wrongs that you witness, do we, as people in the know, as investigators for the society, do we also have a responsibility to eliminate the vermins of the world if they are going to cause more harm? It's so confusing to me.
I can tell you a little bit about how I live with it, and then if you'll forgive me, I can put this in a framework that is easier for me through practice and understanding of the world to communicate it by speaking a little bit about my own beliefs. First, part of how I live with the guilt I carry of not being willing to sacrifice a part of myself that I know I would lose if I were to kill, especially in what we do, which is quite dangerous and finds us very often in situations where if someone or something is not killed, others will die. And it is a matter of who dies and when and how. And although it is unfair that we would have to decide that, we do not live in a fair world, Celadonna. So that is somewhat irrelevant, that it's unfair. I make peace with it in so much as I can by being willing to step in between the weapon and its target. Not because I'm any kind of particularly talented shield, I'm not very physically strong. I use what talents I have, mostly my speech and my mind, to try to protect in a way that my body cannot. And failing that, I can live with dying more than I can live with killing. So that is my first answer. My second answer is, I hope that we could keep this to ourselves, although truthfully, I feel like you're one of the easiest people for me to talk to about this for reasons you might understand. I have a complex relationship with my own theology. I have my own ideas that don't always work well with the dogma of my other hierarchy to which I answer. And you know how much I love hierarchy. I have thoughts on original sin that I think matter in relation to what you said about your mother. I think that my understanding of original sin, there's not the church, there's just me, is that it is a reflection of those elements of our nature that are harder for us to reckon with. It is a reflection of the parts of us that we wish we did not have. I think it is inherent to us, but I don't think it is a curse. I don't think it's inherited as sins of the parent that we now have as a stain upon us. I think that is not something that the God that I serve would give to us to carry in that way. I think that's our own misunderstanding of it. I do not think that what another person does is something that you can be responsible for. And I don't think it matters that that person is your mother or your father or your brother or your sister or the love of your life. I'm not even convinced that you are wholly responsible for it when you yourself are a different person than you were when you did the thing. Because I believe that that is grace and forgiveness. When you do the work and you change and you grow, you are not the person who did the thing before. And that person's sin is no longer yours. And your mother is not you. And I know that Vaesen are of a different nature than us, and I do not lightly pretend that our conditions are the same. But I think that in a broader sense that transcends the mortal coil within which we are all housed, yourself included, as I understand, you can die.
Of course.
We are not the actions of other people, Celadonna. We are our own actions. You've never killed anyone. You didn't make your mother do the things that she did. You are not responsible for her or for them.
Perhaps it's that different perspective you speak of, but for us, we are not just one person, we are many people, generations of them, and each generation, each branch is a mirror. So sometimes I thought, you can call it guilt. Sometimes I call it the knots on the trees, reminders, mirrors, so that when I step forth in my own path, I can tell what not to do. But sometimes other people's action cast doubts upon it, but Suppose it's all right. Thank you, Father.
Can I make you a recommendation for a book?
Always.
It's not the one you think I'm going to say. There is a book
I don't think.
that there's a book there's a book that was published not that long ago on the origin of species. If you read it, you will find ideas there that reflect a similarity to what you're describing. I don't think in the way that you mean we're all that different. I just think that you have a better sense of your history, where you come from, how you have come to be than we do.
Above table, I love it so much that Celadonna is about to go read Charles Darwin and become a geneticist. Yeah, but that's a different scene.
Mr. Williams, it sounded like you wanted to go raid the society library.
That was my thought. I'm trying to think whether I am not entirely sure whether Mr. Williams is more interested in seeing what the books have to say or seeing what his new friend who grabbed his hand a little bit earlier might have to say. Somehow I have a feeling that if there were actual answers to find in the library, those answers would no longer be in the library because, no, this is not just a library. This is a library overseen by the people it's overseen by. So I think we'll go with some automatic writing of my own. Whatever it was that I tapped into earlier seemed to have some good ideas, seemed to have some ideas for, keeping us and keeping the rest of us safe. I think the basic question that that Mr. Williams is pondering is, is there something we're missing? Is there a third path here? He did not just overhear the conversation, but yes, he does not like the idea of killing if you have a choice. He does, however, kind of think that you do have a certain responsibility for the deeds of others who you set free, knowing that they might rampage across the countryside. So he's hoping for a third option if there is one.
Go ahead and roll inspiration for your automatic writing.
Okay, and he's going to have a little bit of he's going to have a little bit of proper tea. Because the stuff that was spilled on the floor isn't even the real thing, Okay, that is 3 successes.
Okay, all right. Where are you doing this, I guess?
I think he walks from where we were to the library and kind of pauses in the doorway, and I think he's gonna go outside and find a bench or something.
As you go outside, you find a bench. There's a nice little area of like an herb garden and patio sitting area. What do you use like for your notebook? Is there anything in particular? Is it like a scrap paper?
I will revisit this question later, but I think for the moment this is just something he has just like in the last hour learned that he can do. So he doesn't have anything terribly special. Um, um, he's scribbling on the back of the program from the auction.
All right. With your pencil kind of absent-mindedly going into that state with 3 successes. Is there anyone near Mr. Williams when this happens?
I am sleeping on the cart.
Gotcha. Well,
I'm imagining possibly Ian might have wandered over to say hello now and back in, I don't know, setter size.
what the camera sees is as Mr. Williams goes into that trance of that, like letting his hand move, and eventually we see someone grab his hand. And you're trying to find information of like, is there a third option?
Yeah.
After coming out of the trance, and you can tell a little bit of time has passed, and your hand is like icy cold. Even though like the sun is out, it is mid-spring, even though it is England, so it's not necessarily the most sunny place. But your hand feels as though you were in the middle of winter. And you look down at the page. There is significant amount of conflict. There are some pieces of the paper and many different handwritings. Don't do it. Don't let him out. A lot of you don't understand what he can do. There is almost a zigzag across the page, splitting. And the other side is one phrase. At least the Apollonian Society won't have him. In the middle of that zigzag, you see there are words written. There are rules the Abhartach must follow. Find the rules, control the Abhartach.
Okay.
In a very, very small area, like it's almost even hard to see. The only one that can stop an Abhartach is a chieftain.
Okay. Definitely some homework to do, but somehow I doubt there's information on that particular subject in this particular library.
Finn, as people are preparing to leave, is there anything you wanted to do while you were here?
I wanted to see if I could find the Hawthorne branch.
Absolutely. It is in Hawkins' room. The turret that has been built into the side of Rose House. It is the turret itself, as you would go in, is just wall-to-wall books. 3 levels worth of bookshelves in here. The very top of this spiral staircase, uh, you see what looks like branches, not branches, sorry, roots of a tree that are flickering in and out of existence. Another visage of an a man in a coffin upside down, staked through the heart. That now you can just see inside of like this little glass viewing of his face. And hovering like within that root visage is a floating hawthorn branch.
Okay. Do I know what would happen if I just took it?
There hasn't been much information that shared it. What at least you know from what he said is that the hawthorn branch is the way he is tied to the house itself.
Okay. Yeah, I think I'm gonna take it.
Okay, all right. Um, Going and climbing the stairs up to the 3rd floor. It's quite easy. It hovers there. You pluck it out of the air. The visage folds and flickers, 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 flickers out. And you're left with a branch.
Okay. Uh, cover it up in a scarf, put it as safely and gingerly as I can into my very large bag, uh, and walk back to the group as if nothing happened.
Okay, all right. Last call for anything in Rose House.
So I do want to do a roll for the reading the ghosts medium ability,
100%.
just to see perhaps there are some secrets that we can find to, I don't know, free the people, or other information that we can glean upon, like his intentions and such.
Absolutely. So you're going to do a medium roll. Uh,
Mhm.
are you doing this dangerously or safely?
We're living dangerously around this time.
Observation empathy roll.
Okay. Two sixes. Two sixes.
All right. With 2 sixes, you open your mind up to the the many spirits of Rose House. It is the loudest cacophony of voices. Worse than like doing this in a graveyard. There's so many spirits here. And what is your intention with talking to the spirits?
I think just to be friendly at the bottom line, and understand that they have been here and have witnessed a lot of complicated things. So and not really listened to, I suppose. So she's just there to say, I'm here to listen, and I'm sure you have stories to tell. Just trying to get the truth out. One of my friends is a writer, and he's always there for the truth, and I am too. And I'm trying to help everyone here in the best way possible.
As I said, there are many, many voices, and you're trying
Mhm.
to get information. Um, not many of them have anything good to say about Hawkins.
That's fair.
Most have been wronged. They put a lot of blame on Hawkins as he is the basically uh, the strong arm of the Council of Elders. Many of the spirits here are past Apollonian Society investigators. Uh, and just very specifically, is there any specific question you would have to ask the spirits about? They don't have a lot of information on what Hawkins does, his abilities, other than like that he's dangerous. They remember being hypnotized, and then it was done.
Mhm.
That's about it.
Are there any secrets to this house that Hawkins doesn't even know?
Yes, absolutely, there are. Um, you have some of like the oldest spirits there. Um, they bring up that Hawkins was not always a part of the Apollonian Society. Not until the 1600s. Apollonian Society started in the 1400s. He's been here for about 200 years. Specifically, he arrived when the old Rose House burned down. And a lot of the old spirits are from that event.
How did it burn down? Is there connections between the two things? His arrival and the destruction of the old one?
Some of the spirits, and as I said, it is like you are being berated with information that they are talking over each other, shoving each other aside. It is a uh, what could only be described as overwhelming. The greatest answer you get is they don't see how it couldn't be because it happened too strangely. There are some people that are still like staunch believers, spirits that are staunch believers in the society that believe it was some sort of a witch hunter's doing. That is the cover story. Uh, some of the other spirits in the house disagree, but that's basically as much information before the onslaught just gets too much and you have to break contact.
Okay. I will share this information with everyone else and see. Perhaps Mr. Williams would have found some source of old journals to match with the accounts.
I don't think he wound up going into the library, but he does absolutely share the words that came through his hand. He's new to this stuff, and he knows that that Celadonna has a lot more experience dealing with this stuff than he does.
As you guys get settled, you get into the carriage that is Father Secundo's. Violet, it's been a nice nap. It's been an overwhelming day. Uh, after Ian checked on Mr. Williams, he came back and just curled up at your feet. Just kind of did the big ear, big eye. Did I do good? Kind of a look uh, when he comes back.
Uh, this is Violet literally ran all night to
Yeah.
get here. So she is completely tough. Immediately after that, infiltrated this place to get into the office unseen. So she's just like, I feel like I've done my job for the day. I'm tuckered out. Ian comes over, she pets Ian. He would like jump up into the carriage, and she goes back to just kind of like napping quietly. She in sense of like all the other things about Violet where nothing makes a sound, she sleeps in the kind of way to where you think that she wasn't breathing. So she's just like she's not like splayed out or anything. She's got her back up against like the edge of it. She's kind of just holding onto her stuff inside of her little knapsack, her bindle. Um I guess I don't know. I feel like she has like a very like big like bag that she kind of carries like easy, and it might just be that it goes on the end of her walking stick, depending on how she does it. But yeah, she's kind of like holding on to all of her stuff because she carries her stuff with her wherever she goes. And yeah, just kind of there sleeping, waiting for everyone to show up.
Everyone that comes to the carriage, you do find that Violet taken a well-deserved nap. Um, as the carriage pulls out of the carriage house, you all see a variety of people kind of hidden in plain sight that are trying to make their way inside of Rose House. Probably the operatives' reinforcements that have been sent. You get out just in the nick of time. And it says this at this point, as you are all traveling home, that we are going to take a quick break. We'll be back in about 10 minutes to see what the heck these guys are going to be up to. And we'll see you in a little bit. Bye, everybody.
Your cat's
Hello,
going to be
realized-
jealous when they hear you say that. Sorry.
Hi, everybody. It is just the day for like seeing behind the scenes. It's so much fun. And if you would like to see behind the scenes sometime, we have a bunch of different casting calls that you can come and join us. Join the party. But we are back for the second half of the Morrigan Society, where we left off. The 5 investigators have narrowly missed the reinforcements coming to quote unquote save Rose House, and have now started to make their way back. It's a pretty long 12-hour journey to get from London back to Galway, but or technically 14 hours because that is more so the time for Dublin, but that's beside the point. Um, you guys have a lengthy ferry ride to get back, which means some downtime. If there's anything you would like to discuss before getting back to Ireland, this is a bit of downtime for all of you to have some time since things have been going pretty quickly. And at least for the moment, you are all forced to be stuck in one place at one time.
I ask everybody if they would like to know who was behind the heist. You don't have to know this information. I can tell you this information because this information comes with separate information that might make me a liability in the future.
You shouldn't have to carry that alone.
No one else to. And with that,
Well, I know that too.
she went more along the lines of as to start talking about when we met the I have it written down. Fiona, is that how do you say it?
The Fiona.
Yeah, because
The Fiona.
yeah, because I was there with you. You left early, but do you want to share that together or?
We can share our parts, but the part that Violet is talking about more specifically when it's like a part that makes her a liability going forward, is the fact that she has the Geish curse.
Uh-huh.
I made a deal for what I thought would be leverage to get you free, and it came at the cost of a pact. Uh, the good news is that we have allies in our time of need. The bad news is I might have to leave you all in order to maintain the uh, maintain my part of the bargain until it's fulfilled.
Why?
If they call upon me, I have to come to their aid.
So if they call upon you, we have to come to their aid.
There's no telling if their motives and our motives will be aligned.
Well, it appears that their motive and my motive, at the very least, are aligned, so I'll be there if you need to go.
They're aligned for now, but
And
mm,
that gives me confidence, Celadonna. Thank you for that. If your motives are aligned with theirs, that is enough for me. Violet, even if their motives weren't aligned with ours, why would you think that we wouldn't go with you?
you all
For
have a
you.
job. You all have a job to do. That's far more important than me.
And part of it is watching your back.
A job is just a job, Violet. You're important to us.
A job would never be more important than a person, Violet. And for me, a job is never going to be more important than you.
I just met you, but you seem great.
Violet is. This comes from the place of like, and there's no one here who's really like been around Violet. Like, I mean, well, I guess like you all have, we've been around Violet because Violet's been in this for like I think about like 3 years now at this point, age wise, the start from from her first game till now. So you would have run into her before, and she's definitely gone from like a little bit of like a more hopeful person that she'll find her way home eventually, and so she was playing things safe, and trying to not go too far, to now just like that hope is mostly lost, that her home is lost to her, and so she has like an idea and a mission. So like this is a touching moment, and she takes a second to feel the touching moment, but she also has to say, but what we're doing here can't stop because I'm not here. If it comes between making sure that we're all safe from the Apollonian Society, that we're no longer under the thumb that we're no longer under their thumb, that we're no longer under threats of coercion or supernatural destruction, or my life, you should sacrifice me every single time.
Why are you deciding already that's going to be necessary?
I'm not. I just like to be prepared.
I don't find it's often true that only two things are possible. I think that's a fallacy. I don't like dichotomies. They don't seem to reflect reality. So, what I will say is in a situation like the one you're describing, there are probably infinite possibilities beyond those two. We could pick one of the other ones that isn't either.
A heavy sigh, she goes, let's hope so.
We're trying to save lives, trying to escape from the thumb of the Apollonian Society, like you said, but If we have to sacrifice your life or anyone's life, anyone here's life, or anyone really out there, then what's the point?
Change, like the change we're looking for, never comes without a human cost. Whether intentionally, benevolently, maliciously, what have you, power doesn't change hands before blood spills. If that blood has to be
You,
mine,
you humans can be so dramatic sometimes. It's all blood and spilling it and black and white. Father, you're right. It's not always this or that, now or never. They can wait. There's always another chance. You'll live and you'll go home, Violet. Don't lose that.
and she just kind of like touches the ring she wears around her neck.
Violet,
But,
what were the exact words of the Gish?
and Mary, you'll have to help me out here. But it was that when the time comes, I'm to come to the Fiona's aid.
Yeah, it was very open.
Yeah.
And that in turn, that if you called on them, they would come to you.
Yes. So not
Okay.
entirely a drawback, but an obligation all the same.
Again, you all sometimes think us, Vaesen's face, we're all dealing with absolute absolution. It's often not the case. You will come to their age, and there's no reason at the moment, at the very least, where I would say, where if they are in need of help, I personally wouldn't go to their aid myself either. So, besides, we are sort of a family here, right?
Right.
Now we are.
We will prioritize you. That's all.
Well, that's enough talking about me. Feel like this is the most I've been looked at in the last 3 days. Let's move on to what we plan to do going forward.
We don't have to go back over it, but Mr. Williams does share what the spirits at the house offered him. I think the two big actionable parts are finding out about the rules that such a creature has to follow, and finding out who or what a chieftain is.
Well, we've got we have like access to our local Vaesen community back in Galway. So like there's some information that you think that we could find. Do you think that maybe how connected do you think Trinket is? She can maybe
I
put out
cannot
some
imagine
feelers.
anyone. I cannot imagine anyone more connected than Trinket.
Especially if she has some honey to pass along.
I think maybe we could have her put out some feelers and see if we can get we get somewhere close to the information we need.
we also have a new, well, not new, but we haven't had a chance to use it yet, seance parlor, so we could reach out to some other directions as well.
That's true.
So Don, I feel
I
like that's
found
pretty your
some.
speed.
I found out about some things about the house as well. There are ghosts there, older than Hawkins himself. They've been here. They've been there since the house burned down. And the two things are connected: his arrival and the destruction of the old.
Mhm.
I wonder who's the puppet master behind all of that.
Quick question for you, GM. When did Rose House burn down again?
It was 1600s. Let me get my history document up so I can give you the exact year. Vaesen handbook. It will take me a minute to get this. It was in the 17th century. It was mid 17th century.
Follow up. Well, the question I was going to ask in relation to that is this before, after, or during the time period of the person inside of the journal that I'm talking to?
During the time period.
Okay. So if that's the case, I'll go. I also have an avenue that I can work out with the journal.
Okay, cool. Yeah, absolutely. You can totally write to your friend on the other side of the journal.
Mm-hmm. I'm not sure if anyone else had anything they wanted to do.
Also a reminder, because I forgot to bring it up last time, but for both Father Segundo and for Celadonna, both of you had a question to reflect on about your insight check into Hawkins. If that is something you would like answered now, like as you're like rethinking on the conversation at hand.
Sure.
Oh, I thought I asked that in the moment in character.
I accidentally missed it, I think. What was the question?
Oh. I can't remember, but I thought you answered it and then
I thought we might have both asked, but it's possible we got
Yeah.
near asking and then we went elsewhere with the conversation, and then neither was actually
Yeah.
asked them. I will say that the thing that I was wondering, which I almost did as a thing before leaving the house, I'm very happy to do instead as a reflection on the way out, is I want to understand the person better. I think that what Father Segundo is trying to get at here, it's less about the mystery element of like, what does this person really want? Like, I need to know a thing so I can do something about a thing. I want to get in Hawkins's head a little bit, understand what Hawkins really wants from a personal insight and empathy perspective.
Yes, for the personal, like who he is as a person.
Mm-hmm.
In the entire conversation, as you're thinking back on it, incredibly driven. This is someone that puts their motivations over everything else, even their own personal. Their motivation is their moral code. He very much has quiet disdain for the situation that he's in. very much with the ego, he never is able to say that he's been trapped by the society. He never gives them that much power whenever he talks about it. Like he can't confront that someone outsmarted him.
Hmm.
The drive is both a blessing and a curse because it means that he will never have enough.
Hmm.
Or at least at the point he's in right now, whatever he wants never feels fully realized.
Hmm.
There's a deep hunger not only for the freedom and to get back at those who wronged him, but to feel like he's getting something that he's owed from them.
Hmm.
Uh,
Okay.
the last thing is he tries not to let on how easy it is that he is controlled. Because similar to the notes that uh, Mr. Williams received in the automatic writing,
Hmm.
he has to follow specific rules. And just like many creatures, and now hearing about the Gesh that uh, Violet signed, or not signed, but the Gesh that Violet agreed to, it seems as though he may be bound by Gesh as well, or he could
Okay.
be.
Okay. I'll share that with the group after reflecting on that. In some ways, I'll share all of it. I'm definitely not holding anything back from the group. Just think the last part there is what a lot of the others might find most useful. But I think a distillation of the earlier stuff about the insights into the person, about the personality weaknesses, ways to keep that in mind, not from an overly Machiavellian perspective, but understanding the practicality of sharing it does mean that I am presenting everyone else in the group with the opportunity to play on those psychological insights if the opportunity presents itself. And I'm trusting that everyone will handle that as I know they will.
I think my question is kind of related in that case, which is what, if anything, outside of himself does he appear to genuinely care about? Like, what does he hold sacred or precious?
Ooh, this is a tough one. There, Hawkins values things that affect him for the most part. Feeling power and control are very important. But
Mm,
more than that, there is also an aspect of tradition and things forgotten and lost that hold a lot of power with him.
mm,
This is a creature that is incredibly old. This is someone that has seen so many turns of history. He has grown bitter and jaded by that which he has experienced. So he does not put his faith in others, only himself. If there's something he truly wants, uh, there is utmost power. He wants to be in control. He wants to have what he once had. Will he ever be able to achieve that again with the world that we all exist in this world? Probably not. And that's something he has not come to find yet that may be more problematic than he realizes.
And I will share that with everyone as well.
Hmm.
I imagine that's the funny thing about living forever. You get to see yourself become obsolete.
What a curse that would be.
It's a hard way to look at life.
Hmm.
Well, I don't personally. It's actually kind of funny because I'm playing Violet in this moment as if she isn't one of her highest skills isn't manipulation. Uh, I don't really know exactly how we can use that in our favor for the moment. However, I guess in an ideal world, that Hawkins would be looking for a sense of purpose of some sort after effectively just having been stuck to meander inside of his abode for so long. If, and this is a very big if, he can be reasoned with, maybe a purpose he can find for himself would be to make sure that the circumstances that caused an entity to be able to capture him never happen again.
Hmm.
That is putting a lot of faith in him. That doesn't just return to me trying to find a way for him to be stuck to that tree forever.
Hmm.
I think villains are made, Violet, and heroes can be made too.
I think that once something breaks is a lot harder to put back together.
But as someone
But
who lives such a long time, you don't never really break.
And that's something, I guess, that might be where we differ. I feel as if grief, the longer you let it fester, consumes more of who you are or who you were until the journey back to that place becomes so arduous that you can't see it as worth it anymore.
hmm.
But that's 14 steps from where we currently are.
Violet, do you know much about the history in terms of etymology or in the storytelling literature, which was actually religious originally, of the idea of a hero?
Can't say I do.
Heroic stories, it's easy for us to forget, especially as they become a bit more popularized in our flashy modern age, uh, are tragedies. Heroes are all broken, Violet. And not just that.
And I don't particularly know how Violet reacts to that. I feel that might actually be the reaction in and of itself that is kind of fundamentally against the area that she's pulled herself into now in the she does what has to be done because it needs to be done, and assuming that everyone else kind of acts in the world around the same way. But she is choosing to trust in the better idea that the rest of you have. And if that ends up being the world where everything works out the way we want it to, well, then, hey, maybe that's for the better. Yeah.
I think above table, and this is more of a reflection above table than like something that in character she would express. And I don't know if, like, as we were comparing our philosophical understandings of life, like, for Celadonna's understanding, right? Like, the rest of you are going to live a shorter amount of time than she does. And not only does she live longer like a tree does, but also, like Father Segundo kind of introduced to her the idea of genetic bloodlines, all of that history, all of the past and future to her feels like a part of her life. It's almost like a constant renewal. So the idea of something has to be done now doesn't register as intensely as Violet, I feel. And I don't know if that's something that they would recognize in each other. Maybe someday.
Mhm.
Violet, I don't know what you've been through, and I don't think it's fair of me to ask, but I I do what I do. I travel the world so I can fix the person who did the worst thing that anyone can do to another person, because I want her to get better. I think at the end of the day, it does not matter what another person does, it matters what you do with everything that is laid out before you. I just met you, but I think you're a good person. I meant what I said when I think you're great. And I think it doesn't matter about what the right decision is, it matters what the good decision is.
I think that we're going to get caught in a little bit of a philosophical loop. So I'm okay to be the cautious voice, the voice of caution as we move forward. I just want to make a decision that ends with the fewest people dead at the end of the day. And I am willing to do what it takes to get there, no matter what that means.
If I might offer, Miss Violet, Father Perla is correct, of course, that heroes are broken. Do not generally come from a happy, trouble-free background and go out and save the world. But at least from the books I have seen in the Hall's library, heroes often have strengths, powers, worth that they do not see until they absolutely need it. They never seem to fully recognize exactly what they have to offer. So I try and take some comfort from that. I've been looking at, he pulls out a paper from earlier. I've been looking at what our, I don't know what to call it, our friends at Rose House wrote with my hand earlier. One of their messages was, friends are coming. I assumed at the time that was you, Miss Violet, and Celadonna, and then we met Finn. But you are concerned, and I understand about your new our new allies, the Fianna. Because when times are desperate, they can call on you, and you can call on them. Would they perhaps be willing to collaborate in a moment that's not quite so dire? After all, we are going up against some of some of their greatest enemies here. The people who stole their sacred things, the local face of that organization.
I can put out a request. See if I can contact him through the Geish. I'll ask.
Whatever it is, Violet, I want you to understand something. You don't have to kill. You don't have to sacrifice yourself. You don't have to die. You don't have to do anything to save the world. There is hope. And sometimes everyone here, all of our faith are not the same, and what we believe in, the kind of world that we see and understand are not the same. But if you hold on to that belief that you need to kill, the belief that you need to die in order to make that assumption about anybody, then I don't know. It's not as easy way to proceed.
Violet, can I ask you a difficult question?
Sure thing.
Do you feel that you deserve to die? You seem quite eager to sacrifice yourself for good reasons, but maybe not just.
Father, I don't know if I'm alive.
You're here with us. What does it mean to be alive?
I'm here with you, but my heart is in a home that I haven't seen for so long I've forgotten what it looks like. A family whose voices have faded, a husband who I remember only in feeling, and I'm here. You know, I'm doing good. I'm helping people where I can. I'm doing what I can. I will do the jobs that somebody has to do if nobody wants to do them. And I do them partially because I know that I'm the only one who can do them. I wouldn't
Why do you
expect,
think that? Why do you think that?
because I wouldn't expect any of you to follow behind me while
Why?
I do certain things.
Why do you make assumptions about that, about yourselves? Don't do that, Violet. I think maybe you died. You did die. But death is not just you stop breathing, your heart stops beating. That life of yours perhaps ended. Maybe you died. But it doesn't mean you have to choose death every time. For yourself or for other people. Or for any causes.
Oftentimes, dying is easier than living and having to do the work of making things right. I know not your situation, but In my own, I know that exile is difficult. I may also never see the people I grew up around, the island that gave birth to me, a place I thought would be my home my entire life. I lose bits of it every day, too. Again, not the same, but the same. And I do not believe that you here with me right now, all of you, are the same as the people I loved as I love each of you there. I don't expect you to do what they did, and I don't expect you to be bound by what they did and didn't do. The only thing I would ask, Violet, is consider calibrating your expectations of us by what we have done, not what others have or have not done for you. We won't leave you, Violet. Not by our choice, and not if we can help it.
I think this is also like a very funny moment because I imagine in like all this emotion that's kind of like swirling around this area, this is often when like Ian would just kind of like get up and then just like flop right on top of Violet's lap.
I think that's a very real thing, right?
Yeah.
Like, does he need emotional support, Kusi, right?
Yeah.
And this, yeah, yeah.
Mhm. And is just like a large amount of emotion, but also attention. Like it was a haha joke before, but this is actually probably the most attention directly that Violet has had on her the basically this entire campaign, I would imagine. So it's
Because you were in a car, you can't escape.
you can't I can't just like disappear out of nowhere. Where did Violet go? And so yeah, in this, right, she's like really clutching onto her really clutching onto her wedding ring. I imagine this is probably at least like physically the most amped you've seen her when she's not
Mhm.
um like actively like doing some like insane daredevil shit to get into a place where she's not supposed to be, or preparing to take someone out because she thinks it's the right thing to do. um and so like above table, I don't know how to resolve that for her, but in actuality these are like the words and everything that you all are saying are kind of hitting home as she's in this place of I don't know, like the thing that we are doing is very important. I just don't know where I should personally draw the line and making sure the job gets done. But
I
yeah.
I think too, and I think Celadonna is probably the harsher one of the two between her
Mhm.
and Father Segundo. Like she is speaking almost a little angry, but from a place that's like someone who cares about you a lot and is like angry at you because you didn't have lunch, you know what I mean, like
Mhm.
that kind of anger, which is just like don't which is I think we're saying the same thing, just like don't make assumptions about what we are willing to do or not willing to do for you or about anything, because you're not alone. That kind of boils down to you're not alone.
Mhm.
And we have cats.
Finn, um, on this boat ride, this, I guess it's a ferry ride, uh, Is there anything you want to do?
Well, I gotta feed Montgomery. So, that first and foremost, always. Um, I think I want to like I want to grab Father Segundo and I want to show him what I took from Rose House.
What do I get from it? I guess my question is when you present. So, question to you, Austin, then
Yeah.
question to you, Mary. When you present it, I guess how and like what do you share about that? And then separately after we do that, Mary, what would I immediately know or would I have to do to figure more stuff out?
I think I would uh, present it to you as uh, remember how Hawkins said that he was trapped under a hawthorn tree and a branch of that tree was allowing him to be in Rose House?
Yes.
And they just hold it up.
I see. And then I think I'd turn my question to you, Mary, in terms of what would I know already, and then what would I need to do to know more?
Just so you see, like having it closer in hand versus 1 second.
Mhm.
The cats are trying to open the food box by themselves.
So it goes. Yeah.
But then they won't need us.
Oh.
Okay, he's not going to steal his sister's food now. Okay, we're good. I keep food next to me because the cats that I have always ask for food like 3 hours before, and I'm like, you guys got to stay quiet for stream. But
Mhm.
going back to talking about the hawthorn branch. On the hawthorn branch itself, you see that there are different etchings of runes, but in particular, these are the some of the original uh, Irish language writing.
Hmm.
Ogham is the name of it. It's written in ancient Ogham. These different symbols that uh, you can tell that this branch is very, very powerful. That
Mhm.
uh, it it's very magically charged in the fact that you feel there's resonance there. You can't quite fully tell what it's doing now, but it's not inactive, that's for sure. Normally, if you would like take a key item out of a ritual, the ritual ends, it's over. It seems as though there is still a residual power in the tree itself, and thus it is the branch itself has it, even outside of the realms of the ritual that it was a part of.
Okay. I
Any
communicate
other info?
that. Yeah.
You can do a for trying to figure out like the magic aspects of it.
Mhm.
Um, you can do a empathy observation,
Cool.
and if you are looking for, yeah, empathy observation is really the best one. I would say the other one I would say is vigilance logic, just trying to see any threats that could come about because of it.
Can I make this roll as well?
Absolutely.
I only got 1 6, which I feel like I wish I'd gotten no 6s so I could push myself so I could re-roll, because I feel like I definitely need more than 1 6 for this, and I'm sad that I
You'll
got
get basic
1.
info. You'll get basic
Can I
info.
can I roll on this? I feel like I would love the opportunity to focus on something that is not myself after a very long conversation we just had.
Yeah, I just feel like Violet comes out of the shadows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure. For sure. Like, I want to help. Yeah.
The anti-Homer
Could
Simpson of like,
Could I possibly help someone with my crystal ball, which can be used to do certain things like that?
yeah,
love
you
that.
can use that as a focus. I would allow it.
All right, I got 2 successes.
I also did.
So collectively, we have 5 so far, is all I'm saying. As a group. And then whatever Celadonna might get.
Oh, wow. 3 more from me.
8
Yes.
successes.
And also, if
And
this is
3
okay with
from
you,
one
Finn, we
person.
can have other people not in the scene. I just want to do what's good, what people
Yeah.
want to play out. So
Okay.
I'm just here for whatever extra information that Violet could provide by staring at this, and also being very glad that we're no longer looking at her.
I just find it so funny that I was like, hey, Father Segundo, can I just show you this like in private? And everyone was like, ooh, private, let's come with you.
Everybody went boom. Well, the thing is, I think that speaks to the, I'm gonna say, lack of boundaries that this group
Yeah.
has developed over time. Like, they'll let us go have an emotional conversation by ourselves, but when like lore stuff happens,
Yeah.
you know,
Like-
yeah.
Violet's probably also like walked up to you at some point, Finn, and been like, "Hey, do you carry a weapon on you by any chance?"
I have my sharp wit and a cat.
Cool. Would you like a knife?
I like a knife. Yeah, I'll take a knife.
Yeah, just and that's
No,
exactly like,
yeah, I got a knife now.
yeah. It's just keep things to keep track of. You want to go for the eyes, neck, stomach.
Oh, I am wildly aware.
All right.
Speaking of involving oneself in other people's moments, could I roll an investigation?
yeah,
Oh, this is so funny.
I feel.
I will
like
say above table, I think after we do the lore stuff, Father Segundo will again move you to a private place for us to have a personal conversation.
Yeah.
There's
At
not
one point,
much privacy
although-
on a carriage. I mean,
I feel like yeah, we're on a ferry. I feel like at one point I'm just gonna be like, everyone stay over there. I got a wee.
You can't go alone though. No, I'm kidding. All right.
My best friend is a kitten. You think I don't know that I'm not allowed to go to the bathroom alone? There has not been a closed door in my house since I adopted Montgomery.
using something I haven't used before. Because in my starting equipment, I have a lamp that gives me a bonus on investigation in places that are not fully lit. My experience of carriages is they tend to be fairly dark on the inside.
Yeah, and you're currently on a ferry. You can be on a ferry in the carriage as well. But there is
Okay.
also like sitting
Or in a
rooms.
cabin under yeah, okay.
Yeah. So
8 dice, 1 6.
okay, cool with the investigation check. Love that. Okay. So the ones who all had only 1 success. Okay. For Father Segundo's observation empathy. A lot of magic in this. Does not feel great. But as far as it doesn't feel like it is a spying device of sorts. You can see there's a lot of magical energy that it is storing. But it is whatever ritual was used on this is far different and more difficult than you're used to. Like this doesn't seem like it was done. It is very individualized for the situation, and it is incredibly complex. Uh, Mr. Williams, with the 1d6 on investigating the stick itself, it is a branch of hawthorn tree. There is ancient Ogham writing that has been carved into the branch itself. The end of the branch where it looks as though it was cut has a really deep, dark, reddish tone that has been like encrusted at the end, sort of like when sap dries, but the sap does not look like the normal color of sap that a hawthorn tree would have. It has almost like a dried blood color. The branch does have magical resonance to it. It could be used as some sort of magical focus, as well as a type of like thing that you could store power with, as far as like a tool to be used. Who got 2 successes? Finn and Violet, and you guys made which checks did you guys make?
Observation empathy.
I think I did the same.
Okay. It by looking into this from a magical perspective, as far as like what can this thing do? Yes, it can be used as a focus, but that would be an incredibly poor usage of an item like this. This is storing something more powerful than, like, let's say, like a lot of belief magic or different types of magic that rituals that the AS, the Apollonian Society, uses. Um, this seems to be to put it in terms phylactery level of magic. This is storing a part of a soul.
I stole a guy, is what I'm hearing.
For Celadonna, you got 3 successes?
Yup.
Okay. Yes, this absolutely is storing part of Hawkins' soul. That's why that is the only reason that the that he could even show up corporeally to connect him to the tree. It seems as though this branch was carved from the stake that is in his heart, and that's how it's connected.
Mm-hmm.
It's a bit creepy.
Mm-hmm.
This holds magic enough that while it's in your possession, you may be able to communicate with Hawkins through it. Never will he be able to be corporeal, but you do basically have a satellite phone to his coffin.
I will tell the others about this and just say, if you want to talk to Hawkins at any point, I think I know I'll be able to through this. Do you smell it? It smells like dried old blood over hundreds of years. It's being a part of his heart. It still carries the same frequency.
So this isn't something that Violet is going to say out loud. This is something that Violet is going to like look and stare. And you know, if you were paying attention, you might understand the idea that runs across her mind here for a bit, because she's like, I will not make a decision because I think that nobody else is going to make a decision. but I will gather the information. So what would I need to roll here, Mary, for this question, or if you think this information that I would have? How would destroying this branch damage Hawkins?
It wouldn't.
Okay.
It is more of think of it like a contingency on the Apollonian Society's part, right? They
Mhm.
could use it to control Hawkins, but this is only a portion of his soul. Sure, like, and by breaking it without having something it'll go back to, it would go to Hawkins.
Okay.
So
Mm.
it is different from like D&D phylactery where you destroy the phylactery, the guy's dead. This is more so that with how the Abhartach works, they can basically put their soul in objects.
Mm.
Or it can be basically taken. Weird ritual magic, but it can happen because Abhartachs are not like your classical vampire. They are sorcerers that have done a very difficult ritual in order to become undead and unkillable.
Okay. So it's like there's like a very intense focus about Violet's face for a moment where it just like relaxes and she's just like, never mind. Uh
To put it in Vampire the Masquerade standards, he's a Tremere.
Mm-hmm. Copy.
uh cool. I feel like that's something that you all will handle more than me. I don't see a reason why I would need to talk to him.
Oh, I don't need to talk to him right now, but I imagine when we get to the hawthorn tree, it's possible.
If we get to the Hawthorn tree, he'll be there, so
Yeah.
Well, then perhaps if we are ambushed by the Apollonian Society, we could summon him. I don't know. He knows them more than anyone else, any one of us.
I would imagine that if we summon him beneath the tree using that piece of him, if I'm understanding what you're sharing correctly, and the Apollonian Society that have been holding him against his will are there, we will witness a slaughter that puts to shame any we have ever heard of or seen. So, for all of our sakes, I hope we make it there without them in tow.
I don't know if that's something that's necessarily unavoidable if you have an unkillable vampire who has a centuries long grudge against your entire organization. It is at least prescient for us to understand that what we are about to embark on is going to result in the deaths of a lot of people, even if we do not like those people.
And if we don't embark on it, how many deaths are we allowing?
I'm not talking a for or against. My plan was always to find a way to neutralize Hawkins, however necessary, after removing him from the field removing him from the Apollonian Society's pocket. However, we are choosing for the moment to trust in uh, to to think that things might turn out better than the worst possible outcome. So I'm just saying that there is no way that we are going to free him that is not going to result in the deaths of a lot of people. It's just something we need to move
Why
forward.
do
Hmm?
why do you believe that to be true?
Because I don't believe if I had to put myself in his shoes, that being forced into servitude for hundreds of years under threat of unending torture, doing things that through his words at the very least, that he hates doing, that he doesn't want to do, that have pushed him to this point, means that when you're free, you just go home. they still have all the same knowledge that they had before when they trapped him the first time. As long as they exist, they're a weakness on him.
Unless we neutralize that weakness, and then he has no reason to waste his time on slaughter that is beneath him and unnecessary, practically.
My only question at that point becomes then, what's the full scope of this mission? We had before that we're going to save him by freeing him from the tree, but if we're also planning on overthrowing the Apollonian Society before we save him in an effort to save all of their lives.
Maybe there's a
I
more
just only
focused.
believe the only eventuality is kill for us, for him, for anyone. We
I'm just
haven't communicated with him what he's going to do.
sorry, that's just me being prepared. I have seen people in positions of power, such as him, that have resulted in cruelty as a means to rectify perceived wrongs. But he could be different. That's what we're all trying to do here. That's what we're all hoping in. So
All I'm asking is for you to perhaps consider both possibilities and for us to not only prepare to kill and prepare to I don't know, find other ways. Because if we only prepare for that one thing, then violence is the only answer, isn't it?
That's very wise. I think what I'm hearing in Celadana's plea here, Violet, is that we not make this a self-affirming situation, that this not be a self-fulfilling prophecy, that we don't decide violence is the only thing and then make it so with our actions, that we be prepared. I think we can all agree that that is wise too, Violet. We can't pretend that that's not possible or possibly even likely. um, but to act as though it is written is a different thing. To allow for other possibilities and surprise and prepare for that too doesn't require that you not be prepared for the violence. It just requires that you also make room to prepare for other things.
hmm?
Why don't we just ask him?
Good idea.
We can argue about this until we get home, but we have a way to contact him, ask him about his opinions and everything. Perhaps even make a deal so that way this entire conversation becomes moot.
I would be careful with a deal for your sake.
We also
But I agree.
know if he's still being observed.
Mm.
Yeah, do we know if he's still like at the Apollonian Society, or did he like disappear when I took his guy branch? That sounds like penis. I'm not going to say that again.
To go back to the original conversation,
Mhm.
he said as long as the branch is in place, I will be here, or else I will be in the ground.
Mm.
So he will be in the ground.
So like you're talking to his consciousness, but like he's not in the Apollonian Society. This I'm gonna give because it was basically shared already.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You basically just took you if we're talking chess, you took the queen.
Yeah.
Hey,
I would just say like, do you want me to call him up and say, hey, Mr. Hawkins, are you planning when we get you out of the tomb? Are you planning on killing hundreds of people? If you are, then we're not going to save you. So please don't. That sounds like a lack of faith to him, or at the very least, give him the benefit of doubt. Is that what you say?
And
I think
And
an
if you're in this
extraordinary show
position, that
of
doubt.
good. Good.
I just meant if you're in his position, if you hear this from the people who promised to save you, then, well, maybe I am going to kill people now. Because that's what you believe me to do, isn't it?
Are you saying that if we suggest to him maybe murder's on the table, it will suddenly be on the table?
Yeah.
It could become more likely.
What we believe him to do. We're making assumptions. We think that he's going to come out and get all violent and mass murdery.
And we don't ask about murder, we just ask about plans. Where he's going, how he's going to be safe. Regardless of if we free him or not, they're going to be going after him again. If we can find out how he's planning on protecting himself, whether that involves bloodshed or not, that sounds like a good idea.
I agree. My only recommendation is, if we do this, when we do this, we should mean it. Meaning, if we are communicating a sense of care for his safety, we should find it in ourselves to care that he be safe. I get the sense he'll know the difference. And beyond that, I think that we should care that he's safe. I think I've been talking a lot about books today. I'm going to mention another. Art of War, Sun Tzu. Anybody? You know what the best way is to defeat your enemy? It's to make them your friend. So, I would like to make a friend.
I do care about him. I do care about his safety. He's not going to be my friend, but I do genuinely care. The question is, do you?
I have nothing against him. That's about all I can muster. I don't wish for him to suffer. I don't wish for anyone to suffer. And I feel, I don't know, maybe if I were certainly overcome with a well of emotion, that he, knowing who I am and the way I operate, wouldn't believe that anyway. So we can just, I will continue to operate as if I have no inherent malice against him, the same way he's known me up until now, that everything is business as usual. But let's I guess, you know, maybe we should wait until we get back to Galway Castle first. But after that, let's ask him and let's see.
You know where we should ask him? In our seance room.
Excellent.
You have a seance room.
We do. You're gonna love it, Finn. It's lovely.
We've been friends for a long time. I've never been to your house.
Can't wait to show it to you.
It
is. The room's new, actually, so you're gonna get to enjoy it fairly new. Yes.
Looking forward to that. And Stella, I think, you know, travel writer, I enjoy long trips. So.
Mm-hmm.
I meant to speak to you further, perhaps after all that. I've got some stories to tell, and maybe, well, I can't think of anyone else more than you to, as someone who has the sort of ink seeping through your veins to carry out a legacy or a promise to future selves.
It'd be an honor, my friend. I look forward to the conversation.
Anything else anyone wants to do? Any last minute scenes?
I pass around Montgomery to everyone so they can pet the cat.
I'll give treats.
Can the group therapy session for Violet be enough for me to remove my mental condition angry?
Yeah, because you also were in the cabin, or the not the cabin, sorry, the
Uh,
carriage.
I use that and the nap to get rid of exhausted.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Oh, I get rid of frightened as well, which is ironic because we're on the ocean.
Yeah, that would be bad.
Yeah.
Um, but Finn, did you want to talk to Father in actual private before we wrap tonight?
Uh, I'm okay.
Okay. Mr. Williams, is there anything you wanted to do? Because I know you didn't, you haven't had a lot of solo time or things, so I
Sorry.
want to give you camera.
I am willing to follow all of your lead about Mr. Hawkins. If we are concerned for his well-being, I hope we are also concerned for our well-being and for the well-being of the innocent people who live in the area where he resides. I did not choose to trust the library at Rose House, so there's only so much I know about his particular flavor of vampire, but
Tell
the
us about
stories I've heard do not
life.
exactly suggest that they get along with their neighbors very well. That's all. I'm finding it difficult to
He's someone who's being assumed a lot of different things, and he's someone who hasn't had a lot of options. So if the only option we leave him after we get him out is for him to release his anger towards his neighbors and the people who could be collaterals, then that could be what he does. I think what we need to do is offer him options, create options if necessary.
I'm
Which I
not
don't know
opposed to
what,
options. I simply want us to be prepared.
but we should prepare places, things for him to do, places for him to go, new motivations, new purposes, new goals, perhaps.
I'd like to meet him outside of the auspices of his servitude, his trap. He might surprise us, or not. There's only one way to know.
Well, if there's nothing else for tonight, you all are able to travel back to Menlo Castle in County Galway, specifically right outside of Galway, the beautiful ivy-sided castle. Uh, Settle in for the night, as it's basically taken all day for you all to travel, um, and prepare to possibly seek out an Abhartach the next day. But I think that's all we have time for tonight. Thank you all so much for being here. We're going to go around quick and share about the lovely people at this table and all the amazing things that they're doing. We're going to start with our guest, the lovely Austin. Where can we find you?
Hi, everybody. I am Austin, the Diabetic DM. I am normally on Stories Told Again, an actual play podcast that is queer, POC, and disability led from the very start. our entire show is based around a bunch of outsiders trying to come together to become agents of change and make the world a little bit better, especially in hopeless situations, whether that be in a fascist necromancy powered arcane I forget what the term is, but like meritocracy, um, to keeping a Waffle House open during the apocalypse. Um, you can also find me over on Pocket Dragon Pub all the time. I'm going to be on a couple new shows that are coming out, like The Eternal Shadows, a Vampire the Masquerade actual play, and Professional Questers, a 5e actual play run out of time, an actual 5e actual play run through Professional Questers. Sorry about that. A couple things in the future that I am very excited about, but can't really talk about yet. But one of the things that I can talk about, which I'm super excited about, is that I'm going to be doing a couple shows at Gen Con. This is going to be the very first time that STA is doing live action, like live actual stage shows. Get to meet some of my best friends in the whole world, all in one place together. For an actual like live play of our show, as well as something that we're doing calling DM Deathmatch, which super excited about. It's basically I'm getting a bunch of DMs from a bunch of different APs. We're all coming together, playing our favorite NPCs at level 10, just beating the snot out of through. Why am I upside down?
Oh.
Anyway, sorry. I'm upside down on the thing on the Twitch.
No.
You can also, yeah, I have no idea why. You can also catch me doing Oh My Chorus at Gen Con as well, which is going to be a 5e actual play through Pocket Dragon Pub. I don't know why I'm upside down. But
Turn
super
into the
excited to be
Abhartach.
here. Thank you so much.
It's the Abhartach.
Oh my
It's the
god, that's
Abhartach's
exactly what it is. I'm
revenge.
too Irish. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah. I took his branch. This is my punishment.
And then you can popcorn it to
This
next
is so
person.
funny.
Fuck Ice Free Palestine. I'm gonna popcorn over to Ren.
Hi, I am Ran. I have been Celadona today, and you can find me as Burdick Inspiration on Blue Sky or Rhino Riddler on Instagram. You can also find me as a professional GM on StarPlaying.games as the Lantern Keeper, where I run D&D 5.5e and Girl by Moonlight. I have a couple of live actual plays happening in Pocket Dragon Pub, as well as Nerds with Dice for Pride Month celebration, um, as well as what else? Well, as well as I'm gonna be back here next week. I'm very excited to find out what happens next. If you are in New York City in the fall, you can catch my production of Faithful and Her Friends at Brooklyn College. So if you enjoy live theater, that's where you can check out my work as well. I'm gonna popcorn to Steve.
I think Steve is missing in action right now.
Oh no! I'm gonna
Well-
popcorn to Crimson.
Hi everyone, Crimson Soul. I played Violet, a very self-destructive vagabond. And hey, we didn't commit mass murder, which was great. We got a group therapy session, which was uncomfortable for her, but we'll see how it works out. You can catch me Mondays at twitch.tv/Valdrianth, where I will be playing at 6 p.m. Eastern, where I'll be playing in a Thirsty Sword Lesbians cyberpunk themed game. And you can catch me on Tuesdays with Mary and Steve at Stat Monkey Presents for Rotted Tropics, a Rotted Cape game where I play a superhero. I play an assassin in a superhero zombie apocalypse game, and I, though not super powered, am probably the most deadly person in the group. So that's a fun watch. And then here again on Thursdays, and I do have a game coming up for the Nerds with Dice Pride, where we're going to be running Velvet Generation. So keep an eye out for that. I forget the dates off the top of my head. The applications for that are still open if you want to come out and play games with us for Pride. And with that, I'm going to pass it off to Danny.
You playing a deadly assassin. I would have never thought. How could I ever believe it? It's so hard to picture. You finding a way with game mechanics and moxie to be more dangerous than the superheroes. I'm shocked. Hi everybody. Other than being shocked, I'm also Danny Mendoza, he, him. Danny R. Mendoza everywhere on the internet. So if you go to Blue Sky, you can put in Danny R. Mendoza, you can follow me, and you can see my TTRPG updates. If you put in Danny R. Mendoza anywhere else, you could probably also find me. The TTRPG information might vary. So I'm in a lot of stuff. I'm going to give a plug now while I still can, because this project is actually kind of coming to a close soon. Rocket Club, a multi-stage anthology. So Rocket Club, a multi-stage anthology, is a collaboration across 4 channels, including Nerds with Dice, Pocket Dragon Pub, Pantsless Tables, and Streaming Rainbow, where I'm a member of the staff, with M. Hubbard, the creator of the game Rocket Club, and Evil Hat, the publisher of the game Rocket Club. Evil Hat has this, and M is taking it through open playtesting right now through the end of May 2026. So if you're watching this live or in the next week and a half, you're still in time to go to evilhat.com/rocket-club. That's evilhat.com/rocket-club. Get a 172-page PDF plus supporting materials entirely for free. All that they ask and that we ask is if you get those materials, you get a chance to take a look at them, watch any of the shows that we're doing, or take the materials, put them on their feet, and do something with them between now and the end of the playtest period. Give any feedback that you have. This is an already amazing game. Really, seriously, I've run 4 different campaigns, sets of 3 campaigns in a one shot in the past 2 months, overlapping with each other, and I'm just scratching the surface, and I'm itching to keep going. That's how much I love this game. You can make it even better, and you can get credit as a playtester if you just go in to the link that they'll give you if you get those free materials and give your playtest feedback. Then you'll be officially a playtester, and the game will be an even better version of itself than it already is. Speaking of that, if you're watching us live, tomorrow night, so that's May 22nd at 8 p.m. Eastern, is the finale of Radical Resonance, the live stream campaign of Rocket Club that we're doing over at Streaming Rainbow. The day after that at noon Eastern, here on Nerds with Dice and on Pocket Dragon Pub and on Pantsless Tables, and you guessed it, on Streaming Rainbow, simultaneously, we are doing a simulcast live panel with representatives of those 4 shows that I was the guide for, a 5th show that was the first AP to feature Rocket Club Anywhere Ever, which was also on Streaming Rainbow. The guide for that was M. M is going to be there as creator and guide for that. I'm going to be there to moderate. Representatives of all these games are going to be there. They're going to be on all 4 channels. That's this Saturday, the 23rd at noon. Come check it out. If you want to see us all talk about the 5 shows that were involved, the open playtest period, ask each other questions. You could ask us questions in the chat, be a part of the conversation. We're going to have talkbacks for A Silent Harvest, the show for Rocket Club that was done here, that Mary was in and did amazing work, and the whole cast was brilliant. That talkback, I believe, is going to go live sometime on May 31st. The day before that, we're doing the talkback for Radical Resonance at 8 p.m. Eastern, live over on Streaming Rainbow. So check that out as well. I'm finishing tomorrow, 2 nights from now, the night of the 23rd, Fields of the Dead. I am in Sanctuary, the sort of mini series side of the 2nd season that is set in a cult called Sanctuary. And we have our final episode of that mini arc this Saturday. So come check that out at, I want to say 9 p.m. Eastern. So come check that out if you can. There's a million other things, so you can just follow me for that. But what I will say is we're raising money for Doctors Without Borders, with a focus on Palestinian aid this year or this month. A bunch of organizations, a bunch of channels, including the ones I've mentioned, Many Face Plays, Queers and Spears, have been raising money all month this month for that cause with that focus. In conjunction with Just the Human and Charity TRPG and Streamers Without Borders. Please check out all the stuff that's happening there, not just the stuff that I've been doing, and donate what you can if you can. And if not, amplify that for that very important cause. There's Pride stuff happening already. So there's another Walking Dead show that I'm in every other Friday at noon Eastern over at Pantsless Tables. And the next one is going to be Friday, May 29th at noon Eastern. And we're raising money already. We have been all month for the Trevor Project and for mutual aid within the queer community. So individual people that have been vetted by Pantsless Tables who are in need, who you can donate to if you prefer to donate to help an individual rather than an organization, even a wonderful one like the Trevor Project. Finally, Pride everywhere, right? Going to be running and participating in Pride programming over at Pocket Dragon Pub. Going to be running a game over at Pantsless Tables for that, aside from the show that I just mentioned, Visigoths versus Mall Goths, that Mary's going to be in also. I think I'm allowed to say that right now. I did, so I hope I was. And going to be running one here, but in July, for Endless Pride. I'll save the date and what it is for when that gets fully announced, but on Nerds with Dice, and running a ton of Pride games, pre-recorded for the most part, in streaming Rainbow, plus a couple other places. The Old Ways. We're going to be doing stuff with Charity TTRPG with Many Face Plays and Queers and Spears, raising money for Trans Lifeline. The one here is for Trans Latine. Check it out. All amazing organizations. Check out what everybody else is doing. We need to stand together. As Austin said before, fuck ICE, free Palestine. Let's all stand together, everybody. And I guess I'm passing it back to Steve, because when it was passed to Steve before, we were having tech diff. So,
yep. Hi, I'm Steve. Tall Halfling on the socials, sometimes Tall Halfling RPG. You can find me here on Thursdays, obviously. On Tuesdays, I'm sure Crimson talked up already. Routed Tropics over on Stat Monkey Presents. Got a bunch of other things coming up, but not quite yet. So before my internet goes out again, we'll quickly move along back around to, I'm assuming, back to Mary.
Yeah, I think we've covered everyone. And then Austin's phone died. The Abhartach attacked. But he will be back next week. I am Mary. I am your resident nerd on wheels, and I am so excited to be bringing you Vaesen, the Morrigan Society. As far as where you can find me, you can find me online at the Nerd on Wheels, everywhere on social media, where I talk about disability, TTRPGs, and everything in between. You can also find me on looking at the calendar. Uh, for this week, we are gearing up for our our big finale before the epilogue on channel Other Doc for Lords of Gossamer and Shadow, our season 2 game. It is a the spiritual successor to Amber Diceless. We've been told it's the coziest game of an Amber Diceless like game that you could find, and we are prepping for a party that we're going to take down a very creepy, terrible misogynist man known as Bastiano. And if you know Lords of Gossamer and Shadow, you know that's a guy you don't want to mess with. But we're doing it anyway. And we also we will have a 2-week break after that to do an epilogue episode. But my character's got to combine all the pieces of her soul back together to be a full bridge of the life and death. And we all got to survive a party. What could go wrong? You can also find me. You can also find me Tuesdays, as Crimson and Tall Halfling said, on Stat Monkey Presents for Rotted Tropics, and back here again for more Vess and the Morgan Society. We only have 2 episodes left of season 1 of this multi-season game, but as always, as we close the door on this, I'm going to do something a little bit different. We see a little end of credits scene. As the camera zooms in to a dark room with a ritual circle, we see a few people in ceremonial robes that a few people in ceremonial robes that are all working together in a magical ritual. At the center, we have seen this person before, one of the members of the Reconquista, Ramiro de Rivera. You see him chanting in Spanish. The music gets louder, and it's almost as though the wails of those lost begin to hum in the room as the ritualistic chanting grows until a figure cloaked in shadow comes out from under the opening of the door. Ramiro de Rivera only says one name: Father Varela Segundo. And that's where we're going to end tonight. As always, may your dice always roll hot. Remember to take your meds, and we'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.